Whether you operate one forklift or thousands, one location or hundreds, the new My Toyota customer portal can help you optimize your operation and material handling equipment. This one-stop, free-to-use platform is designed to help you take control of your information and make smarter decisions, all at the touch of a button. Register and access your data today at my.toyotaforklift.com. That's my.toyotaforklift.com. Step, step, step. Do you know how many steps your warehouse workers are taking a day? When your workers are walking, you're losing money. Endless trips to the printer or computer add up fast. Newcastle's mobile industrial carts with integrated power eliminate the walking to stationary printers and computers, keeping workers focused on high-value tasks, often doubling their output. Thousands of powered cart installations, including ones at the new warehouse's own micro-fulfillment center and in my previous jobs, prove that Newcastle customers get more done and save money. To learn more, head to newcastlesys.com. That's newcastlesys.com.
Today's warehouse needs to keep inventory moving smoothly and quickly. Meet these challenges with on-demand warehouse labeling from Brother Mobile Solutions. Our mobile and industrial printers will help optimize your operations to achieve the speed, reliability, and durability your warehouse needs. With easy integration for existing warehouse technology, convenient portability, and upfront affordability, Brother Mobile Solutions is at your side when it comes to warehouse labeling. Try one for free today by visiting brothermobilesolutions.com/newwarehouse or click the link in the show notes. That's brothermobilesolutions.com/newwarehouse to try one for free today.
The New Warehouse Podcast, hosted by Kevin Lawton, is your source for insights and ideas from the distribution, transportation, and logistics industry. A new episode every Monday morning brings you the latest from industry experts and thought leaders. And now, here's Kevin.
Hey, it's Kevin Lawton with the New Warehouse Podcast here at Manifest 2023, and I am joined now by Yariv Bash, and he is the CEO of Flytrex, which is focused on-demand commercial drone delivery. So we're going to talk a little bit about drone delivery, how it fits into the logistics space, and also what he thinks is the future of drone delivery, because it's very, very early on, I would say, in drone delivery. So Yariv, welcome to the show here, the show within the show, I guess, the New Warehouse within Manifest. How's it going for you so far?
So far, it's been quite interesting.
Yeah.
Flytrex is doing something a bit different than most other companies here. So we're not doing long haul or last mile.
Yeah.
We're doing on demand. So it's a bit different, but we're still, I'm enjoying the show and the conference.
Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit about that. What does that mean versus for drone delivery specifically? I mean, what is on-demand delivery versus the long haul? What do you mean by that?
So Flytrex is not exactly a drone company. We do use drones, but we're a bit more like DoorDash or Uber Eats.
Okay.
We have our own app.
Yeah.
We're connected to all the different restaurants.
Yeah.
But instead of using a human person, we're using drones.
Oh, okay.
And in this case, we're also designing and manufacturing them as commercial airplanes. So
Yeah.
we can talk about that. And when you talk today about drone deliveries, it's one segment, everything mixed up in a bucket. But if you look at ground-based deliveries,
Right.
when you're ordering a hamburger on DoorDash, most chances that the DoorDasher won't be arriving in a shiny new BMW,
Right.
economy
True.
wise.
Yeah.
And if you're ordering a pizza, most likely it's not going to be a FedEx truck
Yeah.
delivering your pizza. And it's going to be the same with drone deliveries. You need different vehicles and actually different companies for different segments. So what we're focusing on is on-demand delivery.
Okay.
Which is, instead of having, especially in the US suburbs, a guy in a vehicle driving from one place to the next to deliver a hamburger, and he's using a one-ton car to deliver a hamburger, 2, maybe 4 for a family.
Yeah.
And instead of that, just replacing him with a drone, which is an autonomous machine that doesn't get tired, and it's a lot more affordable in the long run.
Yeah, so now so what would happen, I guess, is there would be separate companies that have these drone fleets, I guess, and they would get paired up with like a DoorDash or Uber Eats or something like that, and then they would get the order or whatever, and they would just send it to.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Today we have our own app.
Okay. Or not.
And for instance, in Holly Springs, that's our first town that we started servicing more than a year ago in North Carolina. So we initially got an approval to service 1.15 miles.
Right.
And after a year, within that area, more than 60% of the households have downloaded the Flytrex app and made at least one order with the system.
Wow.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
And there were traditional on-demand services operating there before we came, so we didn't go into a vacuum or a void.
Right. Yeah.
We just, replaced them. And a year after that, we were at almost 50% penetration, retention. Sorry.
Yeah.
So customers just keep ordering with us.
Very interesting, and
The potential is just crazy.
Yeah, and that's utilizing drones now.
Utilizing our drones today.
Oh wow.
So we've got 5 stations in North Carolina and Texas where you can we've got thousands of customers just ordering whatever they want to eat for dinner, lunch, in between, using our system.
Interesting. So how do you navigate? Because I think, in talking to other people in the drone space and, looking at drone delivery, I think one of the biggest hurdles is regulations, right? So how do you tackle those regulations, and how are you able to kind of get this in place in these locations that you have now?
So regulations, it's not a 0 to 1 moment. It's a step-by-step process. We've been working with the FAA for 5 years now.
Yeah.
And part of that is getting those smaller approvals for those specific locations where we can start experimenting and working with our system. And that's a result of really working almost on a daily basis with the FAA in the past 5 years. Our drones might look like something that you can buy online or maybe even assemble in your backyard, in a garage, but they're actually being certified as commercial airplanes.
Interesting.
As if I was a Boeing or a Cessna or an Airbus.
Right, yeah.
And it's a very lengthy process, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
And you have to respect that.
Yeah.
Because our skies are very safe, and you want to make sure that safety remains as it is
that's
today.
first, right? Yeah.
So things takes time. It's a marathon rather than a sprint. It's not a SaaS company that can double the customers tomorrow using more marketing.
Yeah.
Because everything is very slow. But once you get used to that pace, it's, I think, from all the different civil aviation authorities that we've worked with around the world, and we've worked with more than a few.
Right.
The FAA is taking the most mature approach.
Okay.
Dedicating a lot of resources to making this happen. Again, it's a lengthy process, but the amount of resources that are being dedicated to certifying drones today in the US is incredible.
Interesting. Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest things, right? Is getting the regulations there. So I'm curious now, because you're saying that you have the ability to work with different companies and have them utilize like your platform in a sense. So are you? Because you have your own app, right?
Correct, and just like DoorDash or Uber Eats.
Yeah. So if we go on your app now, is it you have like a warehouse somewhere that you're providing these supplies, or they're coming from other locations?
So currently we're focused on food, on hot food from restaurants, hot meals.
Right.
And besides that, we have a partnership with Walmart and a few others where we also do groceries and a bit of retail. For us, the current focus is on meals from restaurants.
Okay.
Because the margins there are higher. And customers are usually, when you're ordering something on, for on-demand food, you're really hungry and you want to get it as fast as possible.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
And with drones, it's it's also more affordable, but it's also faster, and you get the food hotter.
Okay.
Next phase, in a few years, we think that retail is going to be the big market for drones. Because if you can get your next iPhone in 15 minutes from the nearest Target, Walmart, Best Buy, then why wait for next day delivery?
Yeah, it'll save you a ton of time, right?
You want to measure 3 different T-shirts from Gap.
Yeah.
You can order all 3 and then use the drone to return the 3
send
that
it
you
back.
don't like.
I like that. Yeah, for the reverse logistics. Yeah, interesting.
Exactly. So we're not there yet.
Yeah.
But at least with restaurants, we're already there.
Yeah.
Retail is going to take a bit longer.
So now is it you have the restaurant, you guys are making the food, or is it going to independent restaurants
So
and picking
what
up?
we do is we set up a station in a shopping center, like a street mall in the suburbs, and then we can service all the different restaurants in that shopping center. So in the places where we're currently working, we're talking about between 20 to 40 different restaurants.
Interesting. Wow. So how does it work on the pickup side, right? Because I'm envisioning what I see. I live in New Jersey, and there's a lot of suburbs and things like that. And there's a shopping center. You go in, and there's maybe there's a Chili's and there's an Applebee's or something like that. So the drone comes in. And now,
how does
it get loaded in? How do you ensure that my French fries aren't falling all over the place or something? How does that work?
It's a great question. So today, what we do, we've got our own runners. So restaurant side, they don't have to change a thing. You've got a human being walking inside, picking up the order just like any other on-demand service. But then instead of going into his car and driving 3 miles away, all he has to do is walk a few hundreds of yards and put it on the drone in the station. Our next version later this year, the drone will hover outside of the restaurant and lower a tether. And then it's going to be either our local runner who just moves between different restaurants in that area, or it's going to be a restaurant employee going outside and just putting the package on the tether, on the hook, and that's it.
Interesting. So now so that's the pickup part, right? And then what about the actual drop off, at my house, right? Is it just dropping it in the middle of my front yard, or how does that work?
So we're tailored for backyards,
Okay.
which is actually most of the US population lives in private houses, more than 82 million backyards or front lawns, which is amazing. And over there we'll deliver either to your backyard or front lawn, depending on the analysis that we've done. And then the drone hovers at roughly 80 feet or so.
Okay.
Lowers the tether with the package, gently lowers it down, releases it, and just flies away.
Interesting.
And the interesting thing is that in the first few times, people are outside taking videos,
taking video,
etc. By the third or fourth time,
it's just normal.
There's a notification on the app, the food is outside waiting for us.
Wow. Interesting. That's really cool. I could see how that's working. It could work really well in these shopping centers, but also in the application of a ghost kitchen as well, right? Where you have multiple different things coming, and then your drones are just leaving from there. So,
but the interesting thing is that currently most of the ghost kitchens are aimed at denser areas, major cities, urban areas, because they need that population density to make a profit. And once you go to the suburbs, we haven't seen too many ghost kitchen operating in small towns or suburban areas. And over there, that's okay, because you've got between 20 and 40 restaurants in that shopping center, and usually you've got between 10 to 30 extra restaurants on the main street.
Okay.
And once you do pickups with the drone, you can just pick up from wherever in the town. So
really interesting stuff, and really excited to see a drone deliver me a meal in the future. So I mean, how far off do you think we are to seeing this, expand throughout the country?
If you're living today, in the area of Raleigh-Durham in North Carolina or in Dallas-Fort Worth in Texas, then besides all the backyards, each one of our stations always has a public spot.
Okay.
So you can just come and experience drone deliveries for yourself, and we've got people doing that. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
On TikTok and Instagram. Lots of videos. I think that during 2023 we're going to see more stations, especially from Flytrex, but from other companies. I think that during 2024 we're going to see rapid expansion.
Really? Okay.
Flytrex was just our operating partners. The local aviation company that operates our drones, Cozy Aviation, just received their Part 135 approval.
Okay.
So that's actually a national approval. Air carrier to operate our drones across the US. But we're still not ready for that. We still have to improve our unit economy.
Okay.
If it was 2021, then I'd go and start burning investors' money like crazy, opening stations and working on the unit economy as I do that. But currently, during 2023, we're going to dedicate most of the year to improving the unit economy. So in 2024, we'll be able to start opening a lot more stations without losing a lot, burning a lot of money.
Yeah, Very interesting stuff, and definitely looking forward to seeing how drones kind of expand throughout the country and become more readily available for delivery applications like this. So, Yariv, I want to thank you so much for talking to me today on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And if people are interested in learning more about the company, how can they do that?
So our website is flytrex.com. We've got Twitter, Facebook page.
All right.
I'm not sure we're on TikTok, but we've got Instagram.
All right.
And even if you just Google or search for Flytrex on TikTok, you're gonna see lots of crazy videos of our customers.
Interesting. I'm going to look that up. So we're going to put all the information at thenewwarehouse.com as well. So Yariv, thank you once again for joining me today.
You've been listening to the New Warehouse Podcast with Kevin Lawton. Subscribe and check us out online at thenewwarehouse.com.
Thank you for listening to this episode. If you want more content from the New Warehouse, check out our new video series called All Hands on LinkedIn. Just search for the New Warehouse on LinkedIn and follow along.